2020. If it hasn't taught you this lesson, you're not going to learn anything ever. What am I talking about? Find out right after this on Financial Fact Friday. Well, hello, my name is Mark Squires. I'm the president of Wise Choices Financial, located in the Kansas City area. Welcome to another edition of Financial Fact Friday. We're in the middle of a series, a 5-part series about the 5 pillars of your financial life. We've already talked about excavating down and finding out where your money is going and what you're spending money on and getting a budget. We've talked about CalendarBudget. If you haven't signed up for yours, look at that link down in the comments. You want to get your CalendarBudget and get it set up. You know, if we go back on lockdown, you're going to have plenty of time to do it. So why not get it now? Make sense? Then we also talked about, your short-term emergency fund. We talked, $1,000, $1,500, putting 1% of each paycheck back into that emergency fund till you have a sizable short-term emergency fund. You get to decide how big that is. There's a lot of recommendations, but you decide what your comfort level is. Now we have to have a foundation, all right? We've dug down, we got our footing, now we have to have a foundation. What is the foundation? Well, the foundation is everything that is safety related. So what is that? Well, first of all, in your foundation, you need to have your long-term emergency fund. Okay, and this is where a lot of people get really tripped up. And I don't want you to be that person. First thing is, your long-term emergency fund should be 3 months, your starting point. You should save up 3 months of basic living expenses. So what people hear when a financial expert says that is, oh, I need 3 months of my wages. That is not what I said. If you try to accumulate 3 months of wages, you're going to burn out, and I don't want that to happen. 3 months of basic living expenses. What are basic living expenses? Food, shelter, clothing, and transportation. That's it. You could throw medical in there if you want to. All right, that's your basic ones. Notice I didn't say satellite TV or cable TV. I didn't say internet. There's a library. You can go get internet at the library. Go around those hot spots all over the place. So that's not one of them. It's your basic 3 to 6 months of basic living expenses. Start with 3 and then work your way up to 6. How many of you, by a show of hands, well, not me, we didn't lay anybody off here, but had a layoff or a furlough or some time off of work unpaid this year? That's why you need that type of emergency fund. So what else goes into that foundation? Insurance, and I'm talking all forms of insurance. I'm talking about your car insurance. Now, if you haven't had your agent review your car insurance liability limits lately, you need to have that done. And no, you don't want to buy just the cheapest thing. No, that is liability. If you're driving down the highway, you do something that is negligent, you cause an accident, and there's $1 million claim against you, your $25,000 of car insurance isn't going to cover it. What you want is your liability insurance on your car and on your home. Now, if you're a renter, we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, you want your liability insurance to be more attractive to the attorneys than your money and your stuff. Got it? Okay, if you're a renter, do not, hear me, please, look right here. All right, stop the music. All right, do not go without renter's insurance. It's cheap and you need it. And one of my family members just in the last week had to make a claim on their renter's insurance because something got stolen from them. Do not go without renter's insurance. Other forms of insurance, we talked about car, we talked about home, okay? Health insurance. Let me clean that up for you. You cannot insure your health. You can't. What insurance does is it builds a shield, a wall around your money and your stuff, your resources and your assets, and that's what insurance does. Okay, you need some form of coverage in case you get really sick. Oh, but Mark, I can't afford it, it's so expensive. Hey, talk to somebody who knows something and figure out a way to do it for less money. There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to protect yourself if you have a health scare. You can't do it once you get sick. You got to do it now. I know, I sound like I'm yelling at you. I'm not. I'm frustrated with the situation, not you. I love you. Finally, life insurance. You were waiting for that, weren't you? Mark's going to talk about life insurance. Yes, I am going to talk about life insurance. Look, if you're single and you really don't have any debts, you just need a small policy to make sure whoever loves you can say nice things about you when you die and you don't leave them with the burden of paying for your burial and your memorial service, right? If you have children, if you have a spouse, if you have a business, if you have debt, you need life insurance. And more importantly, that life insurance needs to be reviewed on a regular basis. And I'm finally going to put the icing on the cake with the life insurance. Stay off of the internet, stay off of the toll-free numbers. Work with a local life insurance broker. Somebody that you might run into at the grocery store. That's who you want to work with. Why? Because if the day comes and your family has to make a claim, you don't want to call 1-800 customer service. You want to talk to somebody in your own community who cares about you and your family. Foundation is cash reserves, long-term cash reserves, okay? And we already know we got to get out of debt, right? Long-term cash reserves, car insurance and making sure you have plenty of liability, homeowners insurance or renters insurance, making sure you have plenty of liability and coverage, all right? And you might want to talk to your insurance. We don't do that kind of insurance here at Wise Choices Financial. We don't do cars and houses or commercial. But talk to your insurance agent about whether or not you need an umbrella liability policy. I'll let them explain that. Oh, you want more information? Well, guess what? I have a deal for you today. Because it's Thanksgiving week and I'm thankful for you. 15-minute, no cost, no obligation phone conversation with me about you, because you're the one who's important here. All you have to do is reach out at 816-841-9141. I think they're putting it right there on the screen. Or www.wcf-kc.com. That's wcf-kc.com. Make sure you sign up for your calendar budget, get that set up. Build your foundation, and now's the time to call me for that 15-minute call so that we can help you build that foundation right. Make sense? I know it does. Thanks for watching another edition of Financial Fact Friday. This is Mark Squires saying bye now.